Ever gotten an email, text, or phone call from a prince in a faraway land promising a massive inheritance in exchange for a little help? What about a notice from the IRS, CRA, or your bank? Have you gotten alerts about an issue needing your urgent attention, including revealing personal information or making a payment? If you answered yes to any of these, then you've experienced a scam. Greetings, I'm Cyber Ollie, your friendly and informative guide on this journey. Together we'll learn how to avoid frauds and scams, and grasp the sneaky tricks used to ruin ordinary people's lives. Welcome to my channel on the complex world of fraud. These words may sound scary, as they should. In 2022, a whopping $8.8 billion was lost to fraud in the US. That's a huge amount of money. With my guidance and resources, you'll learn how to identify, understand, and avoid scams done on folks just like you every day. With this information comes power. Frauds and scams come in all shapes and sizes. I'm here to make things easy. I'll give you the knowledge, wisdom, and tools to provide the best protection. So, let's dig in. First question. Do you know the difference between a fraud and a scam? Scams are theft of funds with your permission or knowledge. Fraud is financial theft without your permission or knowledge. To help you better grasp the concept, here are some real examples of a fraud versus a scam. Despite the high adoption of digital transactions, one of the most common types of fraud is check fraud. There's still a large group of older people using checkbooks. The main goal of check fraud is identity theft. This uses your personal financial info for illegal purposes, instead of just stealing the money. Crooks use fake or stolen checks that appear genuine, because they use your personal financial info. They promise funds that are not theirs to spend and do it without your permission. That's fraud. One of the first scams is the Nigerian prince scam. This con is legendary, and you'd hardly expect anybody to fall for it now. But it's still commonly used and has gained its own lasting fame. The names and numbers are modernized, but it's still the original scam. It starts with an email from someone claiming to be a wealthy individual who needs help moving a hefty sum of money out of the country. In exchange for your help, the prince promises a large reward. Once you respond with your personal information, or send money to cover the supposed fees, the fake prince disappears. You've been deceived. But it was still a scam, as you willingly handed over your money. What you lack is the knowledge and wisdom in how to identify and understand all the tricks used by fraudsters and scam artists alike. If you have ever been taken in by a fraud or a scam, do not blame yourself. You are far from alone. Why does this happen? Scammers have evolved in the digital age just like everything and everyone else. Fraud is a global issue that affects individuals, businesses, and economies worldwide. But it's not just about the money. Fraud can have far-reaching consequences. Consider the case of identity theft. This is one of the most common types of fraud. When someone steals your personal information, such as your social security number, credit card details, or passwords, they can wreak havoc on your life. They might open credit accounts in your name, drain your bank account, or commit crimes under your identity. Recovering from identity theft is a long and expensive process, leaving victims devastated. The impact goes past individual victims. It affects businesses, financial bodies, and governments. When businesses fall victim to fraud, it leads to fiscal losses, reputational damage, even bankruptcy. For governments, fraud can result in tax revenue losses, increased law enforcement expenses, and negative impacts on its economy. Collaboration between international groups, policing, and regulatory bodies are required to combat the effect of global fraud. Cooperation among countries is essential to identify and prosecute fraudsters, because many frauds and scams operate across borders. That's a wrap for my first video. Do you have any examples you've encountered? I'd love to hear your stories. Post them in the comments section below. In my next video, I'll teach you about the psychology of why people fall victim to all types of fraud and scams, both online and offline. Click the next button to get right to it.